Yeah.
tuning in. But hey, who doesn't like, gifts?
Especially
gifts.
personalized gifts like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And the fact that Adam got it instead of Gomer, it just
I
is
know,
over the
right?
top.
That's weird. What?
I mean,
does
if
more-
the
he
same
does more than I
person
do.
was close enough to both of them to give them both gifts, yeah, Gomer might feel a little slighted. But
Yeah, I don't
this
even know
person that
this
Gomer
person.
doesn't know gave a gift to Adam. I don't know why he'd feel bad about that, David.
Where else can I share this? I don't even know. To hell with it. Oh, hey everybody! It's the pre-show where we talk about what we're going to do in the show. No news this week, and no reviews, which is actually pretty good.
This week sucked.
This week sucked. Anyone else get the Swamp Thing? The Jeff Lemire Green
didn't get
Hell?
that.
I got
was
that. That was
It
pretty
was
good.
rad, dude.
That
was
that was
good.
pretty much the only thing worth getting this week.
That'd have been my
I like
number
that.
one. For
Devil's
sure.
Reign was
okay.
kind of it was moving us to the next place.
It dropped off though from that first.
There's a lot of
intro.
moving pieces, but it was just okay.
It very much dropped off, but yeah, it was solid.
Robin was cool. It kind of ended that tournament arc.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, my
Oh,
band,
your band's gone. That's
my
good.
band is lifted. Yeah, we're streaming.
You're out of Facebook jail.
It wasn't even really jail. It was more like
You're off of Facebook
probation, parole. I don't know.
It was the Facebook drunk tank.
But what we are going to talk about this week is our favorite things. I called it best of, like our best of, but it's not really that. Who are we? I mean, this is going to be our favorite shit.
Oh yeah, it's
more
just
or
our
less.
favorite shit. This isn't best stuff for me. It's just my favorite stuff this year.
All stuff is subjective, to be sure.
Exactly. It's all subjective, and honestly, I would rate things differently. If I was going to choose, all right, for example, my favorite movie is The Fifth Element.
That's
But
not
I
the
know it's
best
not.
movie.
I know it's far. The best movie is Goodfellas. The best movie ever made is Goodfellas, and I can make a strong argument for that. Talking about art and all that crazy bullshit. But yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take. If we have some time at the end, I definitely have some other things we could talk about in terms of the end of the year. So, how's that sound, guys?
Sounds good.
I don't care how it sounds. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Oh shit! No.
All right, let's
we
do
are
it.
locked in now.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, here we go!
I want Dave to go first, just because he had to talk shit. Oh boy!
Oh
This is gonna be
boy!
exciting. This is gonna suck.
Sheer fucking hubris.
It's true. How dare we?
This is a hubristic episode, to be sure.
Oh, for sure, Andy. Man, I love Fifth Element. I like it because it just throws you into this already built universe and doesn't really give you shit about the universe. It just wants you to accept everything and kind of do it. All right. I've been waiting all year for this. Greetings, geeks. I haven't really. Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek in Comics, our Geeky's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk
show.
Gomer, Adam, Normal, Taylor, aka David. How is it going, peoples?
Good. Doing all right, man. Can't
Doing
complain.
Good. Dave, where should we start? Let's start at TV. Dave, go first. Best TV of the year.
We get honorable mentions, right?
List yours off first, and then
let's do all our picks, and then we'll do like a collective honorable mentions. I think.
Do we want to do a collective, or do we want to do like an honorable mention for every category at the end of all of us going around? I think that would be better.
Think let's stick talk about it while we're still on the category. Do the honorable mentions before we move on.
Yeah, so we'll do our honorable mentions after all four of us have gone with that choice for the category. Excellent, Dave. Best TV of the year.
Best TV of the year. I'm going to go with Loki because it's just
solid,
full of Easter eggs, and it progresses the MCU story. We get to finally meet the next big bad. And
is he going to be the next big bad? Though?
Potentially, there's already rumors that he's going to appear.
He's going to. He's going to be in all over the place. So by far, this is probably doing the most to set up the meta narrative of the MCU. And it was really damn good. It was really cool. Well, we all love Loki, and that's kind of what the show hangs everything on, right? It's here's Loki, you love him, and you give him some character development. You give him a chance to reflect on who he is and how he kind of needs to change, but he can't change because of the TVA. Yeah, it's a damn good show.
Yeah. Man, I'm looking for images, but I can't find any. Anybody, if you don't know what Loki is, send me your email address, and I will come to your house and hit you in the head with a tack hammer because you are an idiot. I don't think I liked Loki. I didn't have a problem with Loki. I don't think it was even the best of the MCU this year in terms of TV, but it's not a bad choice, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm gonna shit on every fucking choice you make.
Fuck you, Gomer.
Just to keep with with the standard for last year.
Watch me pick something that Gomer's also going to pick, and then
I know that'll happen. I don't know. I have very eclectic tastes.
But David, you haven't had a chance to gush too much about it yet. Why did you make it your pick?
Oh,
yeah.
There was a lot going on with like Scarlet Witch and Vision, but just
that was my pick. I thought that was
my pick
revolution.
also.
I thought that was revolutionary.
It's my pick as well.
That's not my pick, but that would have been my pick for the MCU.
I really thoroughly enjoyed all the time jumping and the fact that this helps establish this new narrative of the multiverse in the MCU that we are getting to experience, because Spider-Man No Way Home is really a direct result of this.
Sure. I mean, leave it to the MCU to constantly, evolve off of the back of the last property. That's kind of their bread and butter,
But there's just, if you're like a fan of comic books, there are just so many Easter eggs in there. The Thanos copter was like a good one.
Yeah.
We got the different Lokis. We got Kid Loki. We got, President Loki.
They even worked Throg in there.
Yeah. They even threw Throg in there.
Pretty fun. Frankie, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Dude, don't get me started on Cobra Kai. All right. I adore Cobra Kai. It's rad.
It's a great show. I love
it. Has really, I don't know. This year, I understand what it's doing. It's leaning into the nostalgia while updating itself for a modern audience. But man, this season it just went so far to do that. I was like, what is going on? That it felt like it kind of left me. But yeah, Cobra Kai was dope. It's always dope because it just is what it is. So good choice.
Another thing about Loki, real quick, I would say that's one of my honorable mentions. Jonathan Majors coming in like in the last episode, and all he does is just chew the scenery and talk. Man, what a fucking powerhouse performance that you don't even care. That's what the whole season finale is. It's just
he probably had the best single episode performance out of any TV
if we're adding that category, best single episode performance I think that's actually an Emmy Award category, and actually, no, he wasn't nominated. Fucking what's his name was nominated in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Rhodey, that actor.
Yeah,
he was in there for like a 90 seconds. Even he went
Don
to
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle got an Emmy nod for his 40 seconds of Falcon and Winter Soldier time. Yeah,
even he went on Twitter and was like, this is really fucking stupid, y'all. This is dumb." All right, good choice, Dave. I think Taylor already gave his.
Yeah, mine is Loki was probably my second favorite of the Disney Plus MCU shows. WandaVision is hands down my favorite, though.
I'm with you, man. It's also my number one.
Yeah, even beyond just like all the MCU stuff. Like I really enjoy like getting a chance to spend time with Vision, spending time with Wanda, but the way that this thing is like an homage to the different decades of television.
Well, it's a deconstruction of television.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's kind of both at the same time, honestly, because like it is very reverent towards like Dick Van Dyke. It does kind of put a lot of love when it's like
Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah,
like it leans into it really hard, dude, and it comes out the other side being just this unique thing, even in television.
Yeah, and it's such a brilliant framing device towards like approaching Wanda's journey of grief, right? Like it's so I can't remember the last time we had a show where there's so much that we are all collectively sitting around and picking apart in real time. Like when was the last time we had like this mystery going on for weeks and weeks and we didn't have all the answers out there because it wasn't all just dumped in one chunk at the beginning of the season, right?
Sure.
Yeah, there were 3 or 4 weeks there where the internet was just going crazy,
Mephisto,
what is going on? Yeah,
everything's Mephisto.
Oh yeah, everything was Mephisto. I almost forgot about that. Yeah.
What do you mean? Everything's still Mephisto.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, there's so many like individual moments, like Agatha all along, or like the ship of Theseus.
Sure. And introducing that character, Agatha. I mean, what?
Yeah, Catherine Hahn. Not single episode, but maybe the best like performance across the season of anything I've seen this year.
Yeah, fantastic.
But yeah, just there's so much to love about this show. Like even like the background characters, like Jimmy and Darcy, and doing like their freaking like buddy cop crap. That was precious and amazing. And really, everyone stepped up to the plate and hit a goddamn home run on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Just such a masterpiece, honestly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It was a great show. It is not my number one, though. My number one, I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck you, Gomer.
I'm actually going with, man, I have so many great shows on my list. But again, we're going with what I had the most fun with. And I had the most fun with this show, Yellowstone. And it has a spinoff now called Yellowstone 1883. Dude, it's just like, I don't know. It's melodramatic.
There's no good people in this.
There's no good people. And now we're losing all our viewers because, like, man, Gomer, you suck. It's true.
It's Sopranos with Kevin Costner.
It is Sopranos with fucking Kevin Costner as a cattle rancher, and I adore the show so much.
Yippee-ki-yay,
my old lady put it on because she's like, "Oh, I heard this show was good." I couldn't look away. It was just amazing. I have a lot of honorable mentions, but if we're talking about the show I had the most fun with, that was easily it. No one else saw that, so go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I've seen it, but I haven't.
I watched it with my parents. Go fuck yourself, Dave. Go, Adam.
I mean, well, like I said before,
my dad and my mom love that show.
I know. You're making me feel like I'm an old man.
You are an old man.
You're an old man, Gomer.
Stop. Go ahead, Adam.
I guess we should just be lucky that you didn't pick Murder, She Wrote or something like that.
No, that's off the air. There's no new episodes.
Yet.
Exactly. It's coming back.
But yeah, like I said before, my pick was WandaVision. I just really loved how this was a love letter to television. Every episode, at least in the beginning, was different.
Yeah.
I loved that the show was not afraid to play with the time a little bit. Not every episode had to be an hour. Not every episode had to be 30 minutes. That is one thing I really love with all of these Disney shows.
That is a really good point. For TV, regular, traditional TV, not only, and I mean, Lost, one of the best shows ever, is really guilty of this. Not only did they have to fill an entire 40 minutes, 45 minutes, with commercials, but if they want the damn shit, they gonna get you to do more seasons, even if they fill it full of nonsense. With Disney, they're like, no, we told our story. You're never getting any more WandaVision. That's done. Yeah, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing because I don't really think there should be more WandaVision to this.
There shouldn't be. There's no reason.
No, I mean, you can't recreate what they did here. It was unique to Wanda's circumstance, and the impact was unique because there was so much we didn't understand about what was actually going on. So yeah, you can't really recreate that.
Yeah.
I totally agree that this should be a one and done type of deal.
Yeah. Now the other ones, they could probably do more.
Oh yeah, Loki.
We know they're doing more Loki because they left that on a massive cliffhanger. If they do another Hawkeye, I guess it's Kate as Hawkeye. I don't know, but
they shouldn't do Hawkeye. They should just roll Kate into something else.
Yeah,
Young Avengers.
Yelena in.
Young Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah, or Champions or whatever the hell you want to do. All right, honorable mentions. Just go free shot.
I loved all the Disney Plus MCU shows, although I will say that like the gap between Loki and third place is pretty big. Loki is like by far like my top honorable mention.
Yeah.
Captain Winter Soldier was just okay.
Captain Winter Soldier did a lot of things right, but it should have done more of those things.
Yeah.
It didn't lean hard enough into the themes, I thought.
It leaned too heavy into its action. Instead of leaning into its themes, which I wanted it to lean a lot heavier into.
But I think I had and Hawkeye was great for what it was.
Hawkeye was really good.
It just came
Hawkeye
too late
let
in the
me
year.
down the finale, and all it really had going for it was the Christmas thing, which again makes it timeless. I will probably rewatch that shit every year just because it's Christmas themed and Marvel. But I'd probably put that at the bottom of my Marvel list.
Do you watch Iron Man 3 every year too?
I actually, yes, it is in the Christmas rotation. As is Batman Returns or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, Batman Returns.
Yeah. Man, I got a lot of shit on my list. Only Murders in the Building. Anybody else watch that?
Nope.
I've been meaning to watch it, but yeah, it looks
Martin
fun.
Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez. It's fucking rad. What We Do in the Shadows, the funniest shit I saw.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
Hands down.
I haven't seen this season, but that's
I
a
haven't
great
seen
show.
it. I haven't seen this one yet. So
Reservation Dogs on Hulu is awesome. Squid
heard that was
Game
great.
was fucking rad. Man, I got this on my list. This Is Pop, which is like an 8-part documentary series. I watched a lot of music documentaries this year. And then Bo Burnham Inside, which is more like a movie, but it's also music and comedy TV. I don't know. Anything else? Anything else in TV?
I'm gonna throw out there just because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
The
that's what we're here
Masters
to
of
talk
the
about.
Universe Revelations. Both.
Oh, okay, sure.
Both
Expand.
series.
Man, Scott, that show's badass. I was like 2 seasons in, and then there was like this hiatus, and I just fell off like a motherfucker.
Well, it
So I've been
kept having to jump networks. It got
Yeah, I've
canceled
been
to
meaning to
Sci-Fi
get
and had to
back
go
to
to
it, but I want to
Amazon and
start it from the beginning, and I just ain't had. Man, they roll out so much shit every damn week.
they do. It's
hard
impossible.
to keep up with any damn thing. So, but yeah, the He-Man show was dope. The He-Man
Kevin Smith did a great job using
Even
the
with
source
all the bitching.
material.
I thought the second
first
part
season-
of the season was a lot different than the first part. It was a lot more fighty.
Yeah.
The first half of that season is essentially Tila figuring out her place in the world after He-Man's gone.
Yeah.
Right. Which is where you got
and
all the bitching from.
Where you
And
got
then
all
they
the
got the
bitching
fighty
from.
fight.
But, it's always been He-Man and Tila because Tila has always been slated to become the next sorceress. So there's always been that element of if He-Man should fall to
the
Tila.
fucking lore, the He-Man lore.
But the second season just went off the chain with just we had Skeletor getting the power of Grayskull. We had the Savage He-Man, which was the Hulk He-Man. Evil Lyn got the power of Grayskull and destroyed the Eternian version of Heaven.
Awesome movies. I'm getting you off He-Man. All right, Dave. Best movie of the year. This is the big one.
All right.
Everyone's tuned in for.
I really thoroughly enjoyed the Suicide
Can I guess
Squad.
what yours is going to be?
I've already said it.
Well, you already said it now.
Oh, what did he say?
Suicide Squad.
Oh,
you cut him off, you bastard.
That's an awesome choice, dude.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, that's an honorable mention for me.
Yeah, me too.
Just James Gunn can do superhero movies, and this is one of his best.
Especially Misfit.
I think it's his best.
Yeah, this is definitely like right in his wheelhouse. It's the found family, bunch of misfits, and the R rating did let him play with that a lot more than say Guardians of the Galaxy did.
It let him rip a guy in half with a shark, dude.
Yeah,
he's eating people, bro.
Yeah,
come on, man. The tragedy of the polka dot man. Oh my god, dude! It got me, man. Seeing his mom like that, it's creepy as fuck.
And that opening,
funny, and it's also moving. And
that opening
disturbing.
Is such a red herring.
Yeah,
where they send in the B team to be the distraction, and it is just freaking.
It really works though. The whole thing.
Yeah, he does have a real talent for like. It's both hyper violent. Like almost, in a schlocky way, but it's also really heartfelt and endearing.
It's that trauma.
Yeah,
trauma history.
But it's just we got Starro.
I mean, you talk about the red herring, right? At the beginning, where him messing with the audience, right? Well, he does it at the end too with this, which I think is genius. With 8 minutes before, and you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen, And it comes down to it at the end, but. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Gunn just has this. If you let him off the chain and let him do what he fucking wants, he'll
let him
work
off the leash
every time.
It is beautiful. It essentially came down to a coin toss with this because there was one other movie this year, and it's going to be my honorable mention that
I know what it is.
Really thoroughly enjoyed
for years, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah, excellent choice. All right, it's up to you now, Taylor.
All right, well, coming in at the 11th hour, my number one pick is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay.
It's a pretty good pick.
I mentioned this to you guys when I was talking about it last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, but this is a movie that entirely hinges on fan service, but I don't mean that in like a derivative way. This movie is a love letter to Spider-Man and especially the Spider-Man movies. They really they really play into like what a thrill it is to see like all these old villains back, to see the 3 Spider-Men teaming up at the end. Spoiler alert, I guess. But
if you ain't seen it by now, you're the last motherfucker.
yeah, this is a movie that I was actually kind of worried about going in because I figured it would just be a bunch of like schlocky wink at the audience type stuff, but it works so much better than it should.
Right.
Just because of like the huge gap between how dumb this concept was on paper, how much it should not have worked, and how much it does work, I had to give this the nod this year, you know?
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
It's got a lot of great action. It's got a lot of great humor. It's got a lot of great chemistry between the spider people, between Peter, Ned, and MJ. It's endearing. It has its heartfelt moments. It really runs such a wide range between, like, you know, stand on your feet cheering and also, you know, really down in the dumps melodrama and, you know, bittersweet moments and what have you. It's really impressive how much this movie works when, again, it absolutely should not. So
awesome.
That's my pick.
I haven't seen it, so I will not talk shit.
It's pretty good.
Sound?
I will say that it is at least a good Spider-Man movie, which is And, you know, the last two have just been okay at best.
Everything I've heard about it, it makes me think that it is like the kitchen sink of superhero movies. Everything we got, we'll just throw it in there, and somebody's gonna love something.
It's
that's the problem I have with Game of Thrones.
It's a lot like Jason Aaron's Avengers run. You know, it's a lot of just action figures just like mashed together with a really loose plot, but you know, it works.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Man, there were a lot of good movies here. This is not I wouldn't say this is the best movie, but this is the movie I had the most fun with, not only while I was watching it, but also while I was talking about it, because that's what these movies are for. Matrix Resurrections is my choice for best movie on this list, where we're not really talking about the best things.
Man, you go around shitting on other people's best movies.
Man, I know we're losing more listeners. People are dropping off right now. I can hear eye rolls all around the nation. I'm sorry, dude. I am a Matrix fucking fanboy, and I will not deny it. Yes, I like the first one just like everybody else who has ever seen it, but I also really adore the second and the third one, and even the Animatrix, to the point where
even the Animatrix was the best part of the franchise.
I mean, a lot of people still haven't seen that. It's on HBO Max this month. They just put it on this month. But yeah, it's brilliant. But I adored everything that they did with Matrix Resurrections in the way it was meta, in the way it set itself up to not only. There's no way it was going to impress anyone in the terms of keeping up with the old films, but it updated itself in a way where its own cultural relevance was actually put on examination within this movie. And that's just one angle, you know, that it takes. So I had a great time with this. Again, I would not consider this the best movie of the year. I'll talk about that in our honorable mentions, but this is the movie I had the most damn fun with, again, while I was watching it and after the fact. So, Matrix Resurrections. I still know Kung Fu. I still know Kung Fu. Adam.
Man, okay, so I went with Dune. I finally went, and I went and saw it at a movie theater. And I will say, as a theatrical experience, this thing is fucking dope. You know, it has all the grand scale that you would expect of this kind of epic. It is a little slow and whatnot, but you know, man, it is so damn epic. It's so damn cool to see those giant space worms come out of the
Yeah, this is like a fine example of like why you go to the movies in the first place, because of like the scope of things. Like, you know,
exactly.
The presentation here is like over the top. Like, yeah, seeing the sandworms for the first time was mind blowing, and you gotta love all like the technology kind of worked into the background, and just the story itself is a good one. It's also the first half of a movie, which is why
that was the problem I had.
That is the problem I have with it. But now I know they're making the second part, so I have less of that problem now.
Fair enough.
It's hard, like you said, it's half a movie. it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, half a movie was the best movie of the year. It's weird, dude. It's
That being said, I probably would have said the same thing about Infinity War when it came out.
well, no, Infinity War had an ending, man. That big purple motherfucker was smiling. He won. That
Well, I
was the
fucking loved
end.
Infinity War, but like,
He won.
especially now in context, it is the first half of a 2-part movie.
Sure, but I
But
don't know.
it does have a beginning, middle, and end though.
Yeah.
This does not.
This is
That
not.
is
That's
true.
my point. Exactly. Exactly.
Until we get like to the
The climax
later
in it is him
of
having a
Dune.
gang fight, dude. And
Right.
I'm like,
Knife
that's
fight.
it.
I
We're
mean,
done.
Arguably, if
done?
we're looking at like the plot progression, we don't get much past the exposition, really, because we've
No,
just kind
not
of like
really. It
we've
kind of
established the
ends-
conflict,
I'm
and
like,
then we
Zendaya's
just
ass
like
just showed up. What do
we
you mean it's
crash
over?
into this movie. Then
honestly, the vast majority of this movie is just all Act 1, and it kind of ends
Yeah.
once Act 2 starts, which is
Exactly,
really weird.
dude.
Which is really weird.
Yeah. Which makes the sequel, shaping up to be actually really fucking good. So I don't know.
Well, this
It's a good
act
call,
was
but it's
really
hard.
fucking good.
It's
I mean,
hard.
I get that is a problem. It is probably why I wouldn't have considered it my number one this year, but it is an
Yeah.
outstanding
Oh,
fucking
it's
movie.
awesome.
Technically,
awesome.
out
It's
of
on my
technical
short list.
filmmaking, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Just looking at it.
Yeah. And as a good adaptation of the original, it's impossible to get all of the source material in any movie. There's just so
definitely.
much going on.
Especially Dune.
But exactly. But I think this touched on everything it really needed to for a modern audience. You know what I mean? To cling on to it. So, good choices all around, except mine. Dave,
Yes.
honorable mentions: Godzilla vs Kong. Duh.
Godzilla vs. Kong is an
Yeah.
honorable mention for me. That was
Yeah,
Godzilla vs.
fucking
Kong
rad.
is an honorable mention for me too.
It was so bad, but like in the
In the
best
best
fucking
way.
way,
He
dude.
gave us kaiju. He gave us like many different kaiju.
That's
and
all we
big
wanted.
Godzilla vs.
Yeah,
Kong
you
is
want.
kind of it's in more ways than one. It's a lot like Pacific Rim to me in that
Yeah.
it tried way harder than it needed to actually give us a pretty good plot.
Yeah.
That's not why I went to go see the movie, but I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, this actually was kind of a
And
fun
the
plot.
fight was dope. The fight
Yeah.
was actually
was
really
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla literally bores a hole to the center of the earth with his
Loved it.
breath weapon,
Oh,
just so he can shout "fuck you" to King
I
Kong when he
Yeah.
picks up his glowy axe at the center of the earth.
And it was the worst kept secret going in, but you had like when Mecha Godzilla stands up and like the real fight begins, man, what a fucking brawl that was.
yeah,
Yeah,
man, it was
Throw
great.
down.
Yeah, that's on my list too. Dune's also there. What else? Anybody else?
Shang-Chi.
I don't know.
Shang-Chi was pretty good. I
It was
mean,
alright.
I'll give a blanket honorable mention to all the MCU movies. I like them all.
I don't know, man. They were kind of weak this year.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Black
was
Widow
good.
was-
I haven't seen Eternals yet. Another week or two, it'll be on D Plus, and I'll watch it. But I haven't seen Eternals yet. I just don't give a shit. I got Suicide Squad, Many Saints in Newark, Multisante. I love that. Mitchell
I feel like
versus
that movie though
Afterlife.
is just like if you've never watched Sopranos, there is no goddamn point.
Dude, Leroy over at the Comic Book Bullies, they're recording tonight on this channel. Check them out. He has never watched Sopranos, and he said it was great. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? How did you even manage to get through 10 minutes of it? I don't know. But yeah, as an Easter egg hunt for Sopranos fanboys, yeah, it was dope. It was awesome. Mitchell's versus the Machines. Anybody?
Oh yeah,
Probably
that
the
was a
best
fun movie.
animated of the year. I loved
That was
it.
a really fun movie.
Yeah. I also have probably the best movie of the year, Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh, fucking amazing shit. Amazing shit about Fred Hampton, getting stabbed in his back by an assholes. But yeah, really good.
It wasn't the best work from either studio, but Encanto and Luca, from
they were good. They
Disney
were
and
solid.
Pixar. They're always their worst movies are still pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I saw Encanto last night actually, and I really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah. I would say I probably liked Luca a bit better of the two, but they were both pretty solid.
I also really like Tick Tick Boom, but In the Heights was the best musical of the year by a mile. It was amazing. It's so great. And documentary, it was a hard one, but they're doing like Music Box on HBO. It's like documentary movie series. They did Woodstock 99. They did a documentary on the Woodstock in 1999 where Fred Durst, basically incited a riot and they burned the fucking place to the ground. The way they shaped it to epitomize the 90s and how we actually were feeling when we moved into the 2000s, and then everything stops because of 9/11. But it feels like we're picking that up again. Just the way they framed it was just really, really well done. So I wanted to give it a mention as well. All right, what should we do next? Best single issue?
Yeah.
Let's do best single issue, Dave.
Best single issue is going to be,
It's a
for
tough
me, crossover number 7.
Dude, that is my favorite issue of the year too.
Oh, it must be a bad pick then.
No, how about it? Well, no,
Oh my gosh!
I just said that because Dave's like, "What if we have the same choice, same picks?"
I just this right here just epitomizes Chip Zdarsky's whole career.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not.
Thank
It's
you,
beautifully
G.
done.
Nice. Thanks for checking in, Travis. Appreciate it. Over there, Comic City 2 in Madison, Tennessee. Go check them out.
But this whole Chip Zdarsky during his time on Sex Criminals wrote himself into the comic books, and now this comic book character of Chip Zdarsky is in our world. And he's protecting the real life Chip Zdarsky from the comic book murderer.
And I mean, that was happening, and it's a great story, and it's fun, and it works with crossover. But Zdarsky hits another level here. He's so fragile in this. He shows, his vulnerability in this in a way that I'm not sure I've ever seen a writer do in a comic book. It's so personal. It comes out. I mean, look at that. This is the perfect page for this. And it's a weird, fucked up comic. It's a weird story that Donnie Cates has come up with, but Chip was able to get in there and come out of it with something just so meaningful and important. And yeah, it was wonderful. Wonderful pick. Taylor.
All right. My best single issue was either going to be Immortal Hulk number 50, but I feel like Immortal Hulk's best days were from the years before, so I've mostly decided not to use it on like the best of 2021 lists here. But so my number one single issue is going to be Sword number 3.
Oh, the Manifold issue.
Yeah. Just that one the one double spread with Manifold doing his walkabout across the universe. This was a great character study. It was filled with like a lot of eye candy. It was filled with like a lot of space politics. And it wasn't, I think, until the next issue where we get like Brand's first, like, oh man, what a bad bitch moment. But yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this issue. Like, it gave me a new appreciation for a character I did not know much about. Yeah. Manifold is probably my favorite member of the Sword team now. Yeah.
Good. I love Manifold too. I love this issue. Easily I don't know. I don't want to say the best issue because the finale is always the finale. But to me, this was the best issue of Sword, period.
Oh, definitely.
I agree.
So good. So good. Excellent choice. That's on my short list as well, this issue. That just leaves because mine was crossover number 7 by Zdarsky and D. Cunliffe. Go ahead, Adam, with yours.
My number one best single issue is Beta Ray Bill number 1.
Oh wow!
I loved this book and I loved this issue. This issue was a great deep dive, just psychological examination of Beta Ray Bill, of what it means to be a horse-faced guy who's always second fiddle to Thor.
It's heart-wrenching.
It is very heart-wrenching.
Sif just gives him the business and be like,
it does.
No,
it very early parallels the plot to that of Rufio from Hook, which is that's also a very tragic sort of character. And yeah, man, and then plus this issue is just awesome. Daniel Warren Johnson does the art and the writing on this, and the art is just killer. In this, who is it? Fin Fang Foom shows up, and starts destroying everything. And
he's all nulled out at the time.
Yeah, all nulled out.
It's weird to think how this did technically start with a King in Black tie-in.
It's weird,
it is. And
it feels like so long ago.
Puts everything he has into saving Asgard and defeating Beta Ray Bill. And then at the very last moment, Thor comes out of nowhere, defeats Fin Fang Foom, and takes all the glory. And everybody just leaves Beta Ray Bill in his mess, all beaten up and stuff. It's just, I really love this issue. You can just read this one issue and you will understand perfectly the headspace of Beta Ray Bill.
Well, you should go beyond just this first
You
issue,
should.
as we'll get
It's
to in
only
a moment.
5.
Yeah, this is in my short list for best series of the year. It was fantastic. Just wonderful, wonderful book. But yeah, good choice. That's not the choice I thought you would make.
What'd you think I was gonna make?
Nightwing 87.
It was okay.
It's
It's
on my
good.
short list.
Nightwing 87 is definitely on the short list.
It's great on art, but it didn't have the substance that I wanted it to have.
It had
That-
some, but
it did have some, but
You're right.
the story was very threadbare in that issue. That is a good point. But yeah, it just as like a novelty, just like the sequence going from beginning to end. That was fucking amazing.
Same thing with that Flash issue.
That's on my short list too. Was it 774, 75?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was audience interaction, reader interaction. It was dope. It was very
It was
fun.
dope, but you know, you need a little bit more
Yeah.
story to it than just flip the book to the side. So
the other honorable mention I have is Robin. I think it was number 4 or maybe 5. The Robin race.
the Robin race, yeah, where all of the Robins kind of
And
meet
Damian
up
gets over on all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
awesome.
he gets over on all of them except for his Batman.
Well, he knew he wouldn't have to get over on Dick. That's what made it such a good issue. You know, such a good issue. Dave, any other honorable mentions for best single issue?
I'm gonna go with Orphan and the Five Beasts #2, just for the
cool.
fight scene alone.
Cool. With that big ugly son of a bitch.
The big Thunder Thighs.
Yeah, Thunder Thighs.
Thunder Thighs. He like squeezed horses to death with his
legs.
And then when
gross.
When he gets cut in half, his bottom half still fights.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice.
I got one last honorable mention. You know, this wasn't the best book, but it did a lot for changing the status quo. I'm gonna go with Planet Sized X-Men.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I mean, that's the one where they terraform Mars.
Yeah.
That whole series, or you know, when they're doing that, collecting all these Omega level mutants and talking about it, and what the fuck? At one point, what's his name gives like birth to a space station. I mean, that's rad, dude.
Yeah,
That's
Jamie Madrox
great.
does.
Yeah.
No, I thought it
great,
was that
dude.
Master Mold guy or whatever.
No, it was.
No, it was Jamie Madrox.
It's Brian. Yeah,
it came out of his stomach.
Yeah, no.
Brian's Captain Britain. Jamie
not Brian.
is
It was Jamie. Yeah, you're
but
right.
not
Jamie.
Madrox.
It was somebody.
Jamie Braddock.
Braddock. Sorry, I got my
no,
ox
you're right.
names
No,
wrong.
you're good. You're good. I knew you were almost there, but I couldn't get there because I've got to correct him. I know he's wrong, but I can't.
Oh yeah, I was saying
why.
multiple man, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's wrong. Okay, but
No, you're good. You're good.
But no, yeah, there was a lot of real thrill especially seeing all these brand new Omega level mutants that they're pulling out of Morocco, and like, you know, it's our first real chance to appreciate just like what fucking bonkers shit they can bring to the table.
Yeah. And as far as maybe most important issue of the year, I mean, Giant Size X-Men, that's going to have repercussions forever.
Yeah, I mean, long after the current Krakoa status quo is undone, we're probably going to have, you know, this settlement on Mars, at least, you know, in some form or another.
Yep. For sure. Awesome. All right, best series before we get into creators.
All right,
Dave.
Beta Ray Bill.
See,
this is my pick as well.
Beta Ray Bill picture. Damn it.
Because I don't read a whole lot. Well, I actually kind of come back to reading a lot of Marvel now. This series right here was like, you know, the one series of Marvel that I would like waited with bated breath to see the next issue.
Nice. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
I mean, I think it's my number one too. So I think
we almost got a consensus pick then if it wasn't for fucking Gomer.
Sorry.
But yeah, Beta Ray Bill is awesome. Like
it is.
It hits on so many cylinders too.
It's ridiculous.
I encourage you to do so.
It's ridiculous. It's exciting. It's heartfelt. It's all of those things. It's all mixed together. It's fantastic artwork.
I mean, this had like the biggest balls to the wall fight scene I've seen all year at the end where he's fighting Searcher. And also, like, you know, they're fucking like taking a battleship into a goddamn lava lake. They are like cutting demons in half. They're shooting like a battleship-sized gun at Surtur.
And they is
So
Scourge.
damn
Scourge and like this
rad.
hot robot. I mean, that's an
Yeah.
awesome team. Pip wasn't Pip around too?
Yeah, Pip was
around,
Pip,
yeah.
Scourge, Beta Ray, and Scuttlebutt. Yeah, they made I love the character dynamics of them playing off each other.
It made a good team.
Yeah, and on top of all that, and on top of being the raddest thing I read all year, it had some of the most emotional weight to it, hands down.
Really did.
Like, I love the examination of like Bill learning to love himself, like of him having this constant reminder every time he looks in the mirror of like how he's become like this disfigured horse-faced cyborg,
Awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome series. I actually picked Department of Truth from
I
James
figured you
Tynion
would.
and Martin Simmons.
That's a good choice too. But it would have been kind of cool if we'd all picked the same thing.
Right.
But,
It was so consistent, just right up my alley with all the bullshit conspiracy theories, even though I don't believe any of them. This is really more about how people come to believe these things. So it's meta on a different level. But Tynion is just killing it this year, and Simmons was consistent all the way through. So, man, I still don't think that was the best book of the year. The best comic book of the year, the most important book, The Other History of the DC Universe by a mile.
That's actually what I thought you would pick.
It's amazing. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a retelling of certain aspects of DC history, but told from an updated point of view of people of color and people of different sexuality and things like that. Very well done. John Ridley, who's just killing it over at Black Panther right now. Besides, T'Challa not really being T'Challa, but any more honorable mentions in best series? I know there's at least
I got a
one
ton,
more.
man.
yeah, I mean, I'll do an honorable mention for Sword right off the bat. That's been a lot of fun.
I don't think it was even the best X book.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of great top tier X books to talk about. I mean, X-Men itself is really fun.
Yeah, just going through X books. I mean, Hellions.
Hellions was by far the best X book this year.
It was.
It was
the best found family dynamic.
It was funny. It was poignant. It dealt with serious issues. Yeah, it was fucking tragic. It was fucking just weird.
Yep.
And
then getting on top of that, dealing with issues in X-Men, New Mutants took a surprising turn.
Sure.
New Mutants gets by far the most improved from all of the Krakoa status quo books.
For sure. I don't even know I guess that was this year. But for sure. New Mutants was fucking epic, dude.
I was going to throw out there the Swamp Thing series from earlier.
Swamp Thing was fantastic.
That was great. Ram V.
Ram
V probably the breakthrough creator of the year.
Larry Hama's Iron Fist was really cool.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't even have that on my list. That book was great.
Well, Adam's the one who said it, so yeah.
Oh, sorry, Adam. That book was great. I got Nightwing and Superman on.
Nightwing's great. Superman, Son of Kal-El has been great.
Robin was fun.
Something that's like
Nonstop Spider-Man.
Nonstop Spider-Man was the first fun Spider-Man book I've read in a really long time. So yeah, that definitely gets an honorable mention. Speaking of characters that are favorites of mine that I'm glad to see back in circulation, Wally West in The Flash was a lot of fun. I would never consider that anywhere near my top books, but it's consistently fun month after month. So that's cool.
It's a solid beat. And then two books that I really want to highlight would be Stray Dogs.
It's on my list too,
which is just a beautiful book to look at.
Did you read the sequel that came out last week?
It's more like a coda than a sequel.
It's nice.
It's fun though.
It's fun.
And then Ultra Mega, which is Daniel Johnson's other book that he did this year, which is sort of a take on post-apocalyptic Ultraman.
Yeah, that was fun. It was pretty good, but it didn't finish out.
It's not as good as Beta Ray Bill.
No.
I also had May's book on my list, as well as Bermuda, which just knocked me down every week. It was Nick Bradshaw on the art on that, just killing it, just every fucking month. Dave, any other honorable mentions for best series?
Well, I know you guys didn't read it, but I would throw out ENIAC.
Oh, sure. Bad idea.
Yeah.
They're done now, huh? At least that's what they're telling everybody.
6 is the new 5, so
they're a bunch of fucking liars, so it's probably bullshit.
They put out something today or the other day, said the 6 is the new 5 because they've been talking about the final 5, so I don't know.
Lame.
But they put out some good stuff. But that ENIAC book, that was like probably their best.
Nice. Anything else for best series? Any more shout outs? There could be so many. There were so many damn good books this year. All right, now we're moving on. Best artist or best writer? What should we do first?
Whichever.
Are we doing both?
Yeah, best
I just
writer.
did best creator.
Oh, hey, that's fine. You probably got honorable mention that you could choose.
Yeah, I'll probably
writer
come up
and
with one of whatever.
Best writer, Dave.
Just because I got a whole bunch of his books this year, Jeff Lemire.
He's on my short
Jeff
list.
Lemire's a perennial favorite.
Because May's book, Ascender, Primordial.
He just got that Swamp Thing book
Black-
last week.
Yeah, that new Swamp Thing, Black Hammer Universe.
So,
Just if I have to go through like what I picked up this year, Jeff Lemire is on quite a lot of it as a writer. So
I mean, there's no bad choice here, really. I mean, I'm sure Bendis. If you said Bendis, we'd all laugh at you.
well, I didn't say Bendis.
Like if this was like
an
12
example.
years ago, Bendis, you might have a point. But
Taylor.
I'm going to go with Al Ewing.
Oh, okay.
I know I said I wasn't going to do too much Immortal Hulk on this, but that did wrap up this year, and that has been the best book in my personal pull list for like 4 or 5 years now, however long it's been.
Yeah.
But he also wrote Sword. He's just pound for pound probably produced the most amazing stuff for me personally this year, you know?
Solid choice. I chose Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor was definitely by the other guy I was considering.
Yeah. Nothing he does is bad. I haven't found it. You know, I'm unable to locate the bad Tom Taylor book. And especially in 2020, the guy was given the reins on 2 basically Elseworlds books at each publisher, each of the big 2 publishers. You know, he's got that Dark Ages at Marvel. He's got the Dark Knights of Steel or Knights of Steel or whatever. And they're both amazing. They're both so fun. And they have nothing to do with fucking anything. But then he's also, you know, writing the premier Superman book. And he's also kind of writing the best Batman book, too, without telling
he is
anybody.
hands down writing the best Batman book.
Without telling anybody.
Even if you want to count just Bruce Wayne Batman books, he wrote the best one of those this year,
Oh,
too.
sure. Yeah, that European Vacation one.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was way better than the mainline Batman book.
So, yeah, Tom Taylor is... I can't wait to see what he does coming up, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, it's all DC now.
I'm okay
it'll
with
be
that.
great.
Dark Ages will, will wrap, but yeah, you're right. It's Adam.
You know, I'm
Best
with you.
writer.
Tom Taylor is definitely the best writer of the year, but if I'm gonna go with my favorite writer of the year,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Zeb Wells because Hellions was by far my favorite book of the year. Or definitely favorite X book of the year. Because like I said, that found family aspect was amazing. He really nailed in on those characters and their issues, their psychological issues.
And he did it with care.
He did it with care. Yeah, it didn't come off tacky. And everything felt earned by the end of it.
But 20 years from now, people will talk about Hickman changing things at X-Men in the Krakoan age. And Hellions may not get a mention.
Hellions is the closest thing that I have found to like that lost light feeling, you know, ever since that book left.
Yeah.
Hellions is the closest thing that I've gotten to that since.
I agree. That's awesome. Honorable mentions for writers. I got Jerry Duggan. I got Hickman. I got James Tynion. It's
big
hard
year
to
for
keep the
Jerry
Batman
Duggan.
guy off the list, you know.
Chip Zdarsky's been pretty good.
Zdarsky's doing good. He's doing a Superman. He did a Superman this year, and he's doing a Batman.
And he did Daredevil and Devil's Reign.
Oh, dude, Daredevil was, as far as ongoings go at Marvel, Daredevil's by far the best book. Well, not Hulk. Hulk ended, but
yeah.
I'll throw out Jason Aaron because he's always reliably a fun read. You know, his
Heroes
Avengers
Reborn
is
was awesome. Dude.
Yeah, Heroes Reborn, Avengers, this new Avengers Forever, this King Conan thing that came out last week. They're all great, dumb fun, you know?
Sure.
And, you know, we could talk shit about Fear State and all the Batman stuff, but Tynion has been all over the place all year this year.
Yeah, everything besides Batman.
Everything besides Batman's been great.
Yeah. We left Williamson off the list.
Williamson writes so much, but very little of it actually breaks through as great.
He's got that Ringo Starr thing, you know, like he's good, but like he's crowded out by clearly not being like, you know, the best of this bunch that we're looking at.
Kelly Thompson ended her Deadpool run and then is killing it on Black Widow and is doing a lot of great shit.
Yeah, Black Widow is a great read, month in and month out. Really enjoying the hell out of that.
Yeah, there's a Ram V who we mentioned. So
yeah, this is a breakout year for Ram V.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so there are a lot of good writers. I mean, we didn't even mention what's his name on Eternals, Kieran Gillen, and he's writing a bunch of awesome shit, dude.
Kieran Gillen is he's another one of those writers who like show me his bad stuff.
Exactly.
His worst stuff is still, you know, pretty solid.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it with best artists, which I think is actually the big one. This is what it's all about. This is why we read comics. Dave, best artist of the year. He don't know.
I do. It's just she doesn't do a whole lot of interiors, but when she does interiors, she's
matter.
off the chain. Peach Momoko.
She's on my short list, dude.
It's a good pick.
Peach Momoko has been by far the most ubiquitous cover artist of the year, but for a good reason. Like, who isn't delighted to see a Peach Momoko spin on whatever character you care to name?
And she does interiors. She has
she does interiors.
One of the best X-Men series in a long time. That Demon Days was rad, dude.
It is. The only mark against her is she doesn't do enough interiors, I would say. But that said, though, quality over quantity, man. All of those Demon Days are fantastic.
Yes, I mean, she doesn't do a whole lot of interiors, but when she does, it's great.
Well, it's hard to choose artists. You know, usually they get one
series. This is the one I had the hardest time picking for sure.
Yeah, usually they only get one series a year, sometimes two. Like Mike Deodato had 2 this year, you know, but it's hard to count him because I mean, he's just always epic. It's amazing. Sorrentino also had a couple of series this year with Gideon Falls ending right at the beginning of the year and then jumping into Primordial. But usually you get one book to choose your favorite artist of the year. But Dave took a little bit of a different route because Peach Momoko, just her cover work alone. And we didn't have, you know, best cover artist. We could have, and I think we all would have picked Peach Momoko.
Oh, yeah, definitely Peach Momoko for best cover
artist. So she deserves a mention no matter what. And bonus, she did do that Demon Day series, which is fantastic. So, yeah, excellent choice. Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, I didn't talk shit. There's no way you can talk shit on Peach Momoko. She's a national fucking treasure.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Go ahead, Taylor.
The way I approached this was like, who drew the best looking single issue I read all year? So it was either going to be Joelle Jones or Daniel Warren Johnson. And in the end, I had to go with Joelle Jones.
Good choice.
Yeah, she drew that Wonder Girl book, writing and drawing, but her writing's pretty good, but her art is fucking phenomenal.
It's fucking beautiful. It's amazing.
I mean, this is a character that she's brand new, so I don't have much of an attachment to her. And I also don't have much of an attachment to like the Wonder Woman mythos in the DC universe. But I had to pick this up based off of that art. Like, I took one look at it in the previews we were doing. And it's like, I have to get this issue. This is fucking jaw-dropping.
Yeah. And it is. And it's issue after issue is great. When she's not on it, when she's not doing the art, the book suffers tremendously.
Yeah, the people they bring in to do the art, they're not bad, but just everyone suffers by comparison, you know?
The Black Widow book has the same problem.
Yeah, I was going to mention her in my honorable mentions. Yeah. Elena Casagrande is so fucking phenomenal that, like, even the talented artist you bring in to replace her, it's like, oh man, I miss Elena Casagrande. Same thing with Wonder Girl. I miss Joelle Jones.
Yeah, and these are just amazing artists. We're really, like, blessed right now to have all of these different, just all these takes, man, on all of these different characters. It's amazing. My choice, I chose J.H. Williams III on Echolands.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, no explanation needed. J.H. Williams III is like a fucking god. Yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, the design work here is enough, but he backs it up with just these amazing pencil and brush works. And I mean, just this panel alone in Echolands, hands down, best art of the year. Just perfect.
Yeah, if I was picking like best artist I've ever seen ever, it would have to be J.H. Williams III, based off of Sandman Overture and his Batwoman book. Those are the best looking things I've ever read. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, the easy pick for me, kind of really just because Echoland, it blows me away every time I look at it. It's just something to behold. So if J.H. Williams is doing art, I don't care what year it is, he's probably going to win this for me. Adam, best artist.
If I was going with best, I would probably go with Daniel Warren Johnson.
Nice.
But I'm gonna throw out another pick here. Ryan Stegman from King in Black.
Oh shit! Awesome fucking choice.
I mean, he did some great fucking work this year.
That is the
Amazing work.
entire reason to read that book, is
Yeah.
just to see his ridiculous, nullized Marvel Universe characters just rampaging all over the place.
I mean, he's such a damn good artist that when he left and Ivan Coella came on Venom, I still kept on with Ivan Coella. Because they chose Ivan Coella because he looks just like Ryan Stegman.
Just like Ryan Stegman.
It looks, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to keep getting it because he's going to emulate one of the best artists out there right now.
Yeah, and speaking of emulation, there's not many people who would have the fucking balls to step in and basically like do a detail for detail recreation of something Olivier Coipel drew a few years ago. He came in and he drew Null tearing the Sentry in fucking half, the same way that Sentry tore Ares in half, and he fucking nailed it. I mean,
nailed it. Yes, it was so damn good. So damn good. Man, so many honorable mentions. I mentioned a couple: Mike Deodato, Andrea Sorrentino, Peter Moko, like Dave said.
Top of my honorable mentions list, Elena Casagrande, Daniel Warren Johnson. Daniel Warren Johnson's work with some of those Beta Ray Bill fights was immaculate. It was so goddamn amazing.
Man, you need to. I wish Eli was in the chat. You need to read that damn book. What was that damn book with the bird? What is it?
Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon. Dude, Murder
Falcon and Ultra Mega. Rad. You should check both those out if you like
rad.
Daniel Warren Johnson's art.
I also have Joelle Jones. Dude, I have Elena Casagrande. I know Taylor has her also on a short list. When she was not on the Black Widow book, the Black Widow book was almost not worth getting. But when Elena Casagrande was doing that art, every issue would have one or have at least one or two page spread where the thing flowed like water. The action scenes.
Yeah, I mean that was her signature piece. Oh, and speaking of things like flowing across the page, Bruno Redondo is the only other person worth mentioning in that regard.
Agreed.
His stuff on Nightwing, especially in this last issue where it was just him drawing an entire sequence start to finish. Chef's kiss, you know?
Yeah, just perfect. Any other honorable mentions for best artist?
I'm just going to throw out there James Stokey.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
great
yeah,
choice.
that's always great.
Yeah,
just because he didn't do a whole lot of work this year, like you were talking about, like artists only get a chance to do one or two books, but that Orphan and the Five Beasts book is just art wise,
and he's
beautiful.
writing that too.
He's writing that too.
Didn't he also do the art on that one book where it was like America Post Americana? That wasn't him, was it?
I don't think it was him.
Okay.
I can look.
He's got some covers though. He's also had some good.
He does
covers.
A lot of covers. I think he did some covers for the Alien series from Marvel.
Yeah. He did an alien book called Dead Orbit, which to this day is still my favorite alien book.
Oh, I remember that.
All right, we got a little bit of time.
I'll also throw out Javier Rodriguez. He draws that Defenders book, which I think I'm the only one reading. But
the artist on Post Americana is Steve Scroce.
Oh, they're similar.
They're very similar
styles. Yeah. I got some best publisher. Just quick hits.
By volume of books I read this year, I guess it's got to be Marvel. Between all the X stuff and, I always like their Avengers stuff, just consistently good.
Me too.
I guess I'm going to have to go with Marvel also. The X stuff definitely lifts them up in a lot of ways.
Yeah. What else I got here?
Image and Boom.
Boom had a great year.
Boom had a good year.
Image kind of dropped off this year a little bit, man. Too much Walking Dead shit like that, no Saga. Saga's coming back. I'm hoping for 2022 to be a better year than
it's been a weird year overall in general for all the independents.
For sure.
So,
yeah. And missed opportunities. I don't know. I don't think I have that. Worst news: Jonathan Hickman leaving X-Men. It's got to be terrible.
That's a bad one.
I mean, that's always a shame whenever you find out that Hickman's leaving something that you care about.
He was the entire reason why I started reading X-Men in the first place. So,
best news: I have Transformers. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe.
I mean, that's still a lot of question marks for that.
I know. Video games? Anything? Nothing? Nobody?
I didn't get too many video games this year, but
Me either.
Metroid Dread was
That's a fun game.
fucking awesome.
Nice.
It's not really from this year, but I enjoyed playing the
Yeah.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Halo Infinity actually is like stepping
Nice.
back into a comfortable pair of shoes. It's
Nice.
like seeing an old friend.
Dave and I used to do these end of year shows with predictions and resolutions. Any predictions or resolutions? Like any? Like I really am.
Last year I
off.
got Heroes Reborn right. I called that.
You did call that. You did call that.
I don't know. I don't have another prediction this year.
I mean,
don't
go out
either.
undefeated, yeah.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't have
wish
one.
I had kept up with Star Wars, but I feel like I say that every fucking year. You know, I wish but I try, and then it's so hard to keep up. So hard.
Man, the way everything is happening these days, I'm not going to try to do a resolution because I feel like we all just have to kind of roll with whatever the fuck happens at this point.
You're not wrong.
We've gotten used to rolling with the punches and improvising.
Any comic book resolutions though, I really wish I would have read more. Whatever. Nothing.
I wish I had read Robin because, you guys consistently talk a lot about how much.
I wish I had read more of the Immortal Hulk.
That's a good one.
That is an excellent resolution.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's the year that was our favorite things in 2021.
Don't try to sing, Gomer.
We're gonna do it again next year. Saying no. But again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Pavlovian right there.
Thanks for getting into the comments, everybody who did. We really appreciate everybody hanging out. The Comic Book Bullies are going to be having their own end of the year show at some point. They'll probably talk about it more tonight on their show. Check them out. It'll be late tonight right here on this channel. If you want more great links to go check out all the shit we do, outrightgeekery.com, including links to the bullies, all of our social media, all of the shit we've got going on. We'll have our preview show tomorrow night, same time. We'll have Big Willie streaming shit throughout the week. So yeah, man, we got a lot of shit going on, and the new year's looking great. A lot of good stuff coming out next week. So yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, but most of all, thanks to these three jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Been waiting to bust that one out again.
I have.
Always a pleasure.
We're gonna do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.